guys, it's Teenage DC Fan, back in another video, and the Flash isn't wasting any time putting Cisco in the team's driver's seat. So in last week's episode, Barry chose Cisco to be the next team leader, after Barry would, die. But, isn't Iris technically the team leader? But anyway, in this week's episode, Cisco is prematurely thrown into the position when Barry and Iris speed off for a pre-crisis vacation, leaving him behind to deal with a murder mystery. And honestly, it was good to have an episode without Barry and Iris. I really love this episode. And that may be the reason, because it didn't have Barry and Iris. I love the characters, but I just feel like we get too much of them. And then I like getting more development on characters like Cisco and Joe and other characters like that we don't get as much time to spend with on the show. But at the top of the episode, Breacher breaches into Cisco's bedroom to break some terrible news. Gypsy was murdered while she was tracking a criminal named Echo. For the record, Breacher drops the bomb on Cisco while he's in bed with his new girlfriend, Camilla. Thankfully, though, the show doesn't go the most obvious route and use this to drum unnecessary drama for Cisco and Camilla's relationship. In fact, Camilla is more than happy to help Cisco investigate who killed his ex. That's very mature of her, and that's good. That's good. She seems like a good person. So Cisco and Camilla check out the crime scene, where they meet Earth-19 collector agents, and the head agent, Zach Zeal, rubs Cisco the wrong way and immediately becomes a lead suspect in the murder. To confirm who did it, Cisco uses the recovered bullet casing to create an artificial vibe that would show Cisco and Breacher what happened right before Gypsy died. Plot twist, the vibe reveals that Cisco, or someone who looks like him, murdered Gypsy. At the same time, Camilla successfully uses Star Labs satellites to track the murder weapon and finds it in Cisco's workshop, so things are not looking good. So of course Breacher initially goes into full rage mode, but he backs down when he realizes that Cisco must have done it because he's suffering from breach psychosis, which is what happens when someone suppresses their powers. And there's evidence that Cisco has been sick because he started sleepwalking, even though Camilla refuses to believe he could do this. So Cisco agrees to hand himself over to the collective. Before that, though, Camilla confronts him about losing faith in himself, pointing out that this started the moment Barry asked him to become the team's new leader. Another sign of Cisco's confidence crisis. He created a decision-making algorithm based on Barry's past decisions as leader, clearly forgetting all of the times Barry has screwed up. So the whole Barry AI thing probably wasn't that good of an idea. But that's enough to shake Cisco out of his funk, and he decides to fight back and figure out who was really responsible for Gypsy's murder. That's when he discovers that someone hacked into his white noise machine. Not only that, but he recognizes the code, which leads him right back to the crime scene, where he finds Echo, who turns out to be one of Cisco's multiverse doppelgangers. And this evil version of Cisco specializes in hacking the multiverse and essentially giving people fake identities by swapping their fortunes with someone else. It doesn't completely make sense, but, whatever. Let's see, so Cisco outsmarts his shadow self and traps him in a force field so that the collectors can arrest him. And throughout this entire case, Cisco was concerned about how Camilla would feel about him putting so much energy into finding Gypsy's killer, especially because he had been trying to muster up the courage to tell her he loved her. And in the end, he gets over that and finally says those 3 words and 8 letters to her. Even though part of him feels guilty for moving on from Gypsy, he knows it just means he's very much in love, at which Iris points out at the end when she and Barry return. And while Cisco was busy learning to have faith in himself, Joe was busy teaching Nash how to have faith in others. After Barry alerted Joe to Nash's presence on Earth, Joe started tailing him, which leads to both of them getting trapped in the tunnels beneath Central City. So as their oxygen starts running out, Nash becomes desperate to escape, while Joe simply chills because he has faith that someone, his teams or the cops at the precinct, will notice he's missing and come looking for him. In the end, he's right because Elongated Man shows up and frees them from the tunnel. Newly freed, Nash, who learned that the monitor has made contact with Team Flash, promises to show them how to save Team Flash. For some reason, I don't think we should really trust him, because he's saying that they can save Barry, and that's supposed to be impossible. But overall, Kiss Kiss Breach Breach was an amazing episode. I love that Cisco had an opportunity to shine in this, even though I wish there was a bit more to the story. And I just didn't feel like Gypsy's off-screen death was particularly strong enough for a story. And, like, by the way, they just killed off Gypsy. Like, she's not coming back at all. We're never seeing her again. And that's bad enough that she's dead, but she had an off-screen death. Like, we never actually saw her. So that sucks. She was a cool character, but now she's dead. And it's like they don't even care. But I am very happy that the episode reflected on how much Cisco has evolved over the past 6 years and left him in a place to continue his growth, especially in his relationship with Camilla. So, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you in my next video, so I can bestow all my DC knowledge upon you.